Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Great Beard Garage. My name is Matt. Today we're going to be talking about the Avanti Airless sprayer from Harbor Freight. Now I've had this thing for about a year and I've done several houses and other small jobs with it, and it has performed flawlessly. This is a fantastic unit if you're looking for a budget-friendly airless sprayer. Now, would this necessarily be pro grade? I don't know. I think it is. It works great. So we'll go ahead and show you how to set this thing up today, and then we're going to spray our pallet chicken coop. But hopefully this will be out for Tuesday as part of a Tool Tuesday Chicken Pallet Palace crossover event. Wow, it's kind of like a multiverse. So anyway, guys, hang in there. I'm going to show you how to set this thing up real quick, and then we'll get to spraying. Alright guys, so it's pretty simple. There's very few things you need to do this. You have your hose for your paint delivery. Super simple. One end goes to your sprayer, just like this. And this comes with a couple little wrenches that they give you. Those come in handy. I always keep them in the box together with the spray gun. Just snug it up. Doesn't have to be crazy tight. And that's that. The next thing you'll want to do is set up your sprayer. So you have these components here, and then you'll have your spray nozzles, and also this little piece here that goes in with the spray nozzles. So I'll try and set this up in front of the camera so you guys can see it, and then go from there. So the idea is to get this piece here to sit inside of this piece in here. All right, so we're gonna just drop that in just like this. Let's find our, so you need to make sure you line it up. This has a curved section, and that curved section has to line up with this hole. So you want to drop that in there like this. Sometimes it might be easier to stick your nozzle in first, just like this, and then drop your little piece here in just like that. See how it sits in there? All right, and then you take your gun and you screw it on just like that. Guys, this is super easy. You just take it here. Basically, you should only have to hand tighten this unit, and it should be adequate to keep it from leaking. If you want, you can take the little wrench and you can just snug it up a little, but you don't want it real tight, because then it pushes your nozzle too tight against that little gasket in there, and then it crushes it and it doesn't perform as well. So I'm going to start with the large orifice out, and that's what we're going to use to prime the system up. All right guys, so just like this, you're going to take your hose, you're going to attach it here to your spray gun. And again, you just get your little wrench there, just snug this bad boy up a little bit. They come with 2 wrenches. They actually come with 3 wrenches. All right. And you want to kind of cross them over like this and just tighten them up. And that's it. All right, so the next step is you have to prime the unit with water first. And I do that with just a bucket. We're going to fill it with some clean water, and then we'll show you how to prime that. Okay guys, so we got a clean bucket of water. What we want to do is put our pickup tube in clean water. And this is our priming tube. And then I'm going to go plug this in, and I'll show you how to prime. All right guys, so what we're doing now We got our bucket, we're plugged in. I'm gonna show you real quick here what you gotta do. Take you off this tripod real quick. All right, so what we do is we set this nozzle here to prime or clean right here. So let's move this out of the way. So you'll see it says prime, clean, and then you set your sprayer setting over here. So you take your sprayer setting here. This way is paint or spray, down is prime, and then we want to prime this unit. So we'll take a quick look there. See, so we're down in the prime position. Okay. Now, all you gotta do from this point is go ahead and turn the unit on. If I remember where that switch is. There it is. So now, this is how it's spraying out of this tube. There we go. Now, you set it to spray. So what that does, when you turn it to spray after it's primed, it fills your spray line with water. So basically priming this unit. And here, you can see we got our unit almost primed up. Oh, lost our prime. Sometimes that happens. So we'll go ahead and reprime it. You can see the bubbles from it priming. Okay guys, so the priming basically takes all the air out of your line. And that's what you want to achieve here. Now you can see it's dripping, which means the unit is actually leaking there a little bit too much at the nozzle. So we're gonna go ahead and tighten that up just a little bit so we don't have that leak. Okay guys, so I got a little wrench and I did tighten this down. Like I said, sometimes hand tightening works. And once that seal starts to wear out a little bit, it will go a little funky on you. But I think we're good to go now. As far as the spray is concerned, it looks pretty good. So now I'll show you how to prime it for paint. Now the system's primed with water. All right guys, so what I've done is gotten another bucket. And we're gonna use that to prime paint, okay? So we're gonna open up this can of paint. And what you wanna really do very quickly is transition this fill tube to the paint bucket filled with water. And you don't want to let air get in here because then you'll lose your prime. So we'll go ahead, switch this machine back to prime, and then we'll stick that in there and we'll get going on that. So I'm going to go open up this bucket real quick and then we'll get going. All right guys, so we are now going to set this machine back to prime. We're going to move this over to this bucket, and we're going to transfer the big tube to the paint. And we set it back to prime. All right, so we transfer over real quick into the paint. Now we go back to prime, and we want to get this paint pulled through just like this, so it starts to thicken up, just like that. Now we go back to spray, all right. And then what I do is usually stick this tube in the water just to keep it from drying up. Now we take our spray head here, and I'll put it back to the big orifice, and we'll just spray in here. until we get paint coming out of this end. Or it's going everywhere. But we'll spray it back to it. All right, now turn our orifice back to the spray setting and we're good to go. We're set for spray, and now we're gonna go ahead and spray our chicken coop. All right guys, so now we got everything set up. Now we're gonna start spraying. And I need to trim this plastic off also, but I'll come back and get that in a minute. So, super easy, just wave it back and forth, get a good coat on there. Okay, so it's starting to spray a little funky. So I'm just going to clean that tip out and go back to spray. There we go. Now we're getting a nice spray again. One thing you need to know for sure, you're gonna get messy and you're gonna get probably covered in paint, but it's whatever. So I'm just throwing this on real thick. You know, again, I'm not precision painting a house or anything like that. I just want to get this thing sprayed and kind of protect it, weatherized a little bit. So we're just going to lay it on real nice and heavy. This pallet wood is going to soak this paint up, so I'm going to throw it on real super heavy. If it runs, it runs. Yeah, I don't really care. But I wanted to show you how this thing works, how well it works. And I'm going to move you guys over to another position here. Now these were blue, and they're the end cuts, so they're gonna definitely suck up some paint. We're definitely gonna try and do our best here. So, and we'll come back over here. I'm gonna move you guys again. Let's see what kind of angle we got here for you. Okay, great.
Go ahead, continue spraying through here. So if you'll notice, I'm kind of spraying diagonally like an angle. That's like to get to the sides of those boards. And then I'll come back this way and angle. And we'll hit the other side of those boards.
And I'll try not to paint my neighbor's fence too much. But if you can't see it. Okay. Yeah, doesn't look like I got a lot of run, so that's good.
Lots of fun. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna go grab my razor knife.
All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and hit the top since I took the plastic off. So we lost prime.
Nice. So, here we go.
All right, guys, so basically what happened is we ran out of paint. But we got this thing painted. It is super thick. Kind of blends in with the original color of the house, which I'm kind of happy with that. And we found this as a bad mix that they were selling at Lowe's. It was $14, which is a lot less than the retail on it. I think the retail is $20 or $30 on this particular gallon of paint. But we got it because it was, the customer wasn't happy with the way the color looked. So we paid 14 bucks for this can. We got this whole thing sprayed. $14, I'm not gonna complain. So right now, as it stands, I think we're about 120 bucks into this project. All right, so let's show you guys what we got here. All right, so let's go ahead and go out wide. All right, there she is, guys. All painted up, looking good. Looking good. Look at that, huh? Got the legs painted up nice. So now basically I think we're ready to go ahead and get our chicken wire down along the bottom for the run. I'm gonna rake out all those painted leaves and stuff, because I don't really want all that junk down there for the chickens. And we'll probably throw some pine chips down there for them just to start out with. And I think that's it. So guys, that's gonna be Tool Tuesday. All right, so as I said, we ran out of paint. So now what we need to do is go ahead and clean our unit up for next time. All right, guys, so I don't know if I said it or not, but I'll say it again. We ran out of paint. So now what we want to do is go ahead and clean up. Pretty much kind of the reverse of what we did to set up. So what we want to do now is take our fill tube, and we're going to shake some of the paint out of that fill tube. That sucker's full of paint. We're going to switch it back over here to our fresh water bucket. What I do kind of is start cleaning it off a little bit. Get that screen cleaned out. Just clean it up wherever you can. So see, it starts to clean up pretty good. So what we'll do now is we're going to prime this thing to clean. So you turn your setting back here to prime clean. And you've got your unit facing down here, your switch down to the prime. Turn your power on. You're going to clean this thing out. And you'll tell it'll get kind of watery. And that's when you know you're pushing water through cleaning it. And what I do is shut that off. Now you've got it primed, turn it back to spray, and you go ahead and spray out your nozzle. Push all the paint out of this hose, because basically you've got paint all the way from the start here up to here. So you need to clean this whole thing out. I usually go ahead and turn that nozzle over to the large orifice, and then that cleans out your nozzle and everything else. It gets messy, really messy. So I'm gonna get a couple boards over that, and then I can spray it, and hopefully it doesn't fly everywhere. Basically, you want to just clean this out. So now you can see it's kind of spraying like watery, which is good. So now we're pushing more water than paint through here. So I'll go ahead and show you what that looks like. It does look like paint. Remember, this, what was clean water is now got some paint in it, but it's more water than paint. So I just usually go ahead and spray this thing out. And you'll see it'll start to dilute down. Now, at this point, I like to go ahead and take this one, dump it out, and then go get some fresh water, and we'll continue to clean once we get some more fresh water. And basically we do this over and over and over again until it's running clear water. All right, so basically, like I said, everything, you go in the reverse, right? So now we're gonna go ahead and remove our spray gun. Again, we take our wrenches, get those on, just like this. Squeeze them together. There you go. Bada boom, bada boom. Now let's try that again. Our spray gun removed. And then we'll go ahead and undo our hose from the machine. And then we'll just take this thing and basically lay it out straight. And then when we wind it back up, it'll basically run all the water right out the end of it. And if you get any dirt on it, just go ahead and clean it out. Spray it off with the hose or whatever, you're good to go. Alright guys, so like I said, eventually you'll start seeing more water than paint. So I like to pump 5-10 gallons through this thing to get it nice and clean. And then what we'll do is we'll disconnect this, take this off, and clean all that up. And then we'll just store everything away again. And that's how it's done. Okay guys, so I told you normally hand type is fine. This time it leaked a little too much, and I think my seal is kind of getting old. So just break that loose, and you take this off. All right, just like this. Then you take this inside and you clean it all out with warm water. Run warm water through here. You can actually take this all apart, and there's a screen in here that you can replace as well. I haven't had to yet, fortunately, so I'm in good shape. So I'm just gonna clean these off. I don't want to bore you with those details. That's basically it, guys, for cleanup. Hey guys, thanks for checking us out again. Today we painted the chicken coop. It's a little more yellow than the house original color is, which is fine, no big deal. But at least it kind of blends in. It doesn't stick out like an ugly sore thumb. even though I know it's supposed to be palette rustic looking, I did want to kind of blend it in, at least with the house a little bit. So you saw we used our Avanti Airless sprayer from Harbor Freight. Very nice little unit. Like I said, I've sprayed several houses with it. I've done other small projects like this. We sprayed our outhouse with it that we have on our property. We sprayed the shed that we have on our property with it. Very happy with the performance. Very, very few issues. In fact, most of the issues just have to do with me not knowing how to use an airless sprayer for the first time. So other than that, I'm very, very happy with it. Again, guys, if you like this kind of content and you want to continue to see Tool Tuesdays and you want to see the projects we're working on, please, 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 we ask that you subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button, hit the little bell for notifications. Every time we upload a new video, you'll get notified of that. As always, thank you so much for coming out and checking us out today. We really, really do appreciate it. Keep on coming back, guys. We look forward to seeing you next time. Remember, you can do anything if you can put your mind to it. Have a good one, guys.